Devotees, welcome to our morning program, the last part of it, reading of the books on the vowed. So we're reading Caitanya-caritāmṛta. We've already prayed, we've already given honor to everyone. And we're starting Antya-līlā of Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the third part of it, chapter 3, and around verse 113. So the chapter is called The Glories of Haridāsa Ṭhākura. And one of the glories is being described right now regarding how serious Haridāsa Ṭhākura was. And he became very famous in one village, like as a saint. And one man just could not tolerate it. And Ramachandra Khan was his name. And he wanted to defame Haridāsa Ṭhākura, so he gathered prostitutes. And he picked the best one, and he's planning to send her to charm Haridāsa Ṭhākura from his chanting. And then he's going to send his policeman with that prostitute. And he's like, oh, once you charm him, then we will arrest you both. And, you know, we'll make a whole drama, and then he'll lose his fame for sure. But the prostitute said, no, it's okay. I'll just spend the night with him first, and then you can call your policeman, and we'll do it a second time. At night, the prostitute, after dressing herself most attractively, went to the cottage of Haridāsa Ṭhākura with great jubilation. After offering obeisances to the tulsi plant that was growing next to the cottage of Haridāsa Ṭhākura, the kutir, next to the river Ganga, she went to the door of Haridāsa Ṭhākura, offered him obeisances, and stood there. Exposing part of her body to his view, she sat down at the threshold of the door and spoke to him in very sweet words. And that was where we left off. So starting on page 112, the cliffhanger was, what did she say? Śrīla Krishna Swami Prabhu, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Run away from us, Prabhu. Ṭhākura to me. So this is the prostitute speaking. Ṭhākura to me parama sundar prathama jauvana tomadhiki konnari dharite pareman. My dear Ṭhākur, O great preacher, great devotee, you are so beautifully built, and your youth is just beginning. Who is the woman who could control her mind after seeing you? Tomara sangamalagi lubdha morama, tomana paile prana najaja dharan. Text 113. I am eager to be united with you, she says. My mind is greedy for this. If I don't obtain you, I shall not be able to keep my body and soul together. Haridāsa kohe toma korimu angikar samkyanama samapti javat na hoyamar tabat tumi vasishuna nama sankirtan nama samapti hoile korimu jetamaraman. Haridāsa Ṭhākura replied, I shall accept you without fail. But you will have to wait until I have finished chanting my regular rounds on my beads. Until that time, please sit and listen to the chanting of the holy name. As soon as I am finished, I shall fulfill your desire. Etashuni sei veshya vasya rahila kirtana kare Haridāsa prata kala kai haila. Hearing this, the prostitute remained sitting there, while Haridāsa Ṭhākura chanted on his beads until the light of morning appeared, because she came during the night, the best time to charm someone. But she was sitting there till the morning, waiting. Pratakala dheki veshya uthiya chalila sava samachara jai khanere kahila. When she saw that it was morning, the prostitute stood up and left. and coming before Ramachandra Khan, who sent her, she informed him of all the news. Aji ama angikara karijache bachane, kali abashya tahara sangi hoibe sangame. Today Haridāsa Ṭhākura has promised to enjoy with me. Tomorrow certainly I shall have union with him. Aradina ratri hoile beshya aila, Haridāsa tare bahu ashvasa karila. The next night, when the prostitute came again, Haridāsa Ṭhākura gave her many assurances. Kali dukkha paila aparadha nalai bamor, apasya kurimu ami tamaya angikar. And he said, last night you were disappointed. Please excuse my offense. I shall certainly accept you. Tabadihan vasishuna nama sankirtan, nama purna hoile purna hobe tamaraman. Please sit down and hear the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra until my regular chanting is finished. Means my 300,000 names on the beats. Just wait while I finish my 1,000 rounds. Then your desire will surely be fulfilled. And I think at that time Haridāsa Ṭhākura was chanting 24 hours a day. So wait till I finish my daily duties and then the next day begins. Tulasire tanke besya namaskar kori, dvare vasi nama shune bole hari hari. After offering her obeisances, So after the prostitute, after offering her obeisances to the tulasi plant and Haridāsa Ṭhākura, she sat down at the door. Hearing Haridāsa Ṭhākura chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, she also chanted Hari Hari. These very pious prostitutes. This is Vedic prostitution. They sit down for many hours, listen to Mahamantra, chanting Hari Hari. Herein, one can clearly see how a Vaishnava delivers a fallen soul by a transcendental trick. This is reminding me of Sujanarvadaradhi, the Pada Yugam, where Srila Guru Maharaj is saying that Saraswati Thakur, his lotus feet deceived the deceivers. He cheated the cheaters. They came for some nonsense, but he gave them bhakti. So he cheated them out of their nonsense by giving them the transcendental trick. The prostitute came to pollute Haridāsa Ṭhākura, but he took it as his duty to deliver the prostitute. As clearly demonstrated here, the process of deliverance is very simple. With faith and reverence, the prostitute associated with Haridāsa Ṭhākura, who personally treated her material disease by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Although the prostitute had an ulterior motive, somehow or other she got the association of a Vaishnava and satisfied him by occasionally chanting in imitation, "Oh my Lord Hari, oh my Lord Hari, Bole Hari Hari." The conclusion is that associating with a Vaishnava, chanting the holy name of the Lord, and offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant or a Vaishnava all lead one to become a transcendental devotee who is completely cleansed of all material contamination. I think Srila Prabhupada is giving us a little spoiler. Is he saying the prostitute is going to be fully cleansed and become transcendental? Surely not. Next verse. Aratri shesha hoila beshya usi misi kare tarariti deki Haridāsa kahe na tahare. When the night came to an end, the prostitute was restless. Again, the whole night chanting. Seeing this, Haridāsa Ṭhākura spoke to her as follows. Koti nama grahana yagya kari ekamase e dikha kari jachi And he's saying, I have vowed to chant 10 million names in a month. I have taken this vow, but now it is nearing its end. Interesting, I don't remember this. That his vow is actually in a monthly. So if one regularly chants 333,333 times daily for a month, and then chants one time more, because 99999, one time more, he will thus chant 10 million times. In this way, a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such worship is called yagya. Yagyai sankirtana prayari yajanti hisu medhasa. Those whose intelligence is brilliant accept this Harinama yagya, the yagya of chanting the holy name of the Lord. By performing this yagya, one satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus attains perfection in spiritual life. Yagya, sacrifice. And the rest of this purport we will read tomorrow. So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is saying that I have this vow, I have to chant 10 million names in a month, but it is coming to an end. It's giving assurance, like it's okay, you're almost finished. You just stay here a little longer and listen to the chanting. Hare Krishna. Okay, so finishing on verse 124. Jai Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Jai Śrīla Krishna Das Kaviraj Swami Prabhu ki jai. Now coming to Shri, the golden volcano of divine love ki jai. And the author, Jai Śrīla Bhakti Sridhar Swami Maharaj ki jai. Then we're still trying to finish the last chapter of the first half of the book, the first part, the description of Mahaprabhu's life. And the chapter is called A Tragedy of Separation. And if you want to follow, the page is 112. So, where did we finish off last time? So Guru Maharaj was giving new light to Mahaprabhu leaving Navadvip. You know, it might seem undesirable, might seem cruel that he's leaving his devotees, but it was for the saving of the fallen souls who could not accept him unless he took this high position of a sannyasi. But that was also an external reason. An even deeper reason, which Guru Maharaj told us yesterday, was it was for the separation part of it. Just as Krishna left Vrindavan to go to Mathura, and then this separation started. In the same way, Mahaprabhu is leaving Navadvip to strengthen their love, because there is no real union without separation. And just as a glass of water may be ordinary, but when one is very thirsty, then that attraction to the glass of water becomes higher and higher, the demand is higher. So like this, union and separation, this idea was given to us yesterday. In regards to Mahaprabhu taking sannyas, the renounced order of life. And just the last few sentences. Then Krishna went to Mathura. Of course, it is mentioned in the Padma Purana that in peculiar or extraordinary cases, growth should be measured by multiplying by 1.5. He says, from 7 to 12 he stayed with in Vrindavan and then left to Mathura. But in some cases, of special personalities, growth may be 1.5. So when Krishna is 8 years old, he should be considered 12 in this way, like different calculation. And when he's 12, he should be considered 18 years of age. So according to his growth, Krishna was in Vrindavan from the age of 12 to 18. But according to his actual years, it was from the age of 7 to 12. There we go, that was the last thing we read. And he stayed in Dwaraka for a long time, Krishna. Altogether, he lived here on this earth for 125 years. After he left Vrindavan at the age of 12, the pangs of separation were felt by the gopis throughout their whole lives. Their long separation has made their devotion so dignified. The test of separation shows whether love is real. And yesterday we had the Zoom, and the topic was service in separation. It was specifically talking about this exactly, how the separation is like in one of the parts of the book where Kumkundidi read, Guru Maharaj or Gurudev was saying that the separation from Guru is the last test of the disciple. How will he, fare with this? How will he continue his remembrance and his service in separation? How will he meet this departure of the Guru? I think it was from Sri Guru and His Grace. And so the test of separation shows whether love is real. Such a long-standing separation and such a great test has never been found in history. Means he left when he was 12, and for their whole lives the gopis were without him, basically, externally. Still, so such a long-standing separation and such a great test has never been found in history. Still, the depth of their love did not diminish. Rather, an inconceivable, ever-increasing depth of divine love was found there. Because usually the longer we're away from someone, we might get lose feelings for them. But this is just the opposite here. So this is just proof of how dignified their love was, the gopis and the other residents of Vrindavan, I assume as well. And in both Navadvip and Vrindavan, the background is almost similar. In Navadvip, to gain victory over the opposition party, Mahaprabhu left his household life to save the demons who were planning to beat him, just as he was going to kill the demons in Dwaraka or Mathura, Krishna. So Mahaprabhu left his household alive. And in Vrindavan Leela it is also similar. The opposition in Vrindavan Leela came from Mathura in the form of Agha, Bhaka, Putana, Trinavarta, and other demons who were being sent by King Kamsa. Exactly. To uproot the opposition, Krishna had to go to Mathura. And when he went there, he found that the opposition was widespread. Not only in Mathura, means Kamsa's father-in-law, Jarasandha, Kalayavana, Shishupala, Dantavakra, and so many others were inimical to Krishna, means like with the feeling of enemy, inimical to Krishna. So Krishna promised the gopis that after finishing his enemies, he would return to Vrindavan to play peacefully with them. So after I deal with all the demons, then I come back. To uproot the opposition party, Krishna had to go away. And he told the gopis in Kurukshetra, I have some other enemies. After finishing with them, I will be reunited with you. Means like many years later, when the battle of Kurukshetra, or not the battle of Kurukshetra, anyway, many years later, when they met at that battlefield, holy place of Kurukshetra, he said, well, I cannot come back just yet. I have some other enemies, and after finishing with them, I will be reunited with you. That sort of hope was given to the gopis in Kurukshetra. And here also, to conquer the opposition party, Mahaprabhu had to leave Navadvip. Later, after his conquest of all the Indian scholars and religionists of different positions and creeds, after 5 years, when he returned to Navadvip, everyone was transformed. The mass approached him madly. It is difficult to conceive with what madness the mass approached Sri Chaitanya Dev, the child of their own village. They crossed the Ganges, The whole Ganges, as far as it could be seen, was filled with human heads. This is thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. They filled the banks and inside as well, because they were swimming across it. All of it is filled with people trying to come and see the child of their own village. Just the amount of madness they had, the hankering. They were running towards him from all directions in such a way that the jungles were cleared by human feet. For a few days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed nearby in Vidyanagar and then went towards Vrindavan, singing the holy name of Krishna. Thousands of devotees were running behind him, digging up the earth to take the dust of his holy feet, and huge pits were being created. Means like wherever he stepped, people will take a little dirt for them. And because so many people were taking like some of the dust of his feet, like craters were created, big holes. That's what it says. For about 18 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu led a scholarly life as Nimai Pandit. After that, for about 6 years, he wandered throughout the length of through the length and breadth of India, including Vrindavan. The last 18 years of his life, he remained in Jagannath Puri continuously. Okay, so 16, 6, and 18. For the first 6 years of his sannyas, he mixed with the general public. The last 12 years of his life, he almost retired from the whole human society and engaged himself deeply in tasting the union and separation of Radha Govinda, and many extraordinary symptoms of ecstasy which have never been experienced anywhere, nor even heard of, were experienced by him. Separation can produce such wonderful effects in the body and the mind. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri, the golden volcano of divine love ki Jai. Then, who is the quietest in the room?
You mentioned in Caitanya-caritāmṛta, you was finishing, when you was ending the, you say 10 millions of rounds, or Nama, or the name of Krishna, or 10 millions names of Krishna.
Yeah, it's the names.
10 names, holy names.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura's vow that was to chant 10 million holy names of the Lord in 1 month.
I see, in 1 month.
Yes. So that would equate to, Prabhupada is saying, if one chants 333 names every day for 1 month, and then chants one more name, then you will get 10 million. And that was his vow. But no one can imitate him.
That's right. Jai. Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govindaram Srimad Sridhar. Gopal Govindaram Srimad Sridhar.
Jai By Astasara Sri Srimati Bhakti Sundar Govinda Swami Maharaj. Very Asatara Sata Sri Srimati Swami Maharaj. Jayam Vishnukaya Paramamsa Padavarjakacharya Very Asatara Sata Sri Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Ki Jaya. Jayam Vishnukaya Shri Gaura Kishore Das Babiji Maharaj Ki Jaya. Jayam Vishnukaya Shri Satchidananda Shri Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura Ki Jaya. Jayam Vishnukaya Shri Jagannath Das Babiji Maharaj Ki Jaya. Jaya Shri Rupanuga Guruvaka Ki Jaya. Namaskar Shri Haridāsa Ṭhākura Ki Jaya. Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhu Ki Jaya. Nanda Prabhu Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jaya. Shri Baladev Vichabhusana Ki Jaya. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jaya. Shri Narottam Samananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jaya. Jaya Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Six Gazrams Vrindavan Ki Jaya. Sarpasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jaya. Sarpasada Shri Man Mahaprabhu Ki Jaya. Jaya Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shri Kund Radha Kund Givi Govardhan Ki Jaya. Shri Lakshmi Varaha Devi Ki Jaya. Shri Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jaya. Bhakti Bhavar Palad Maharaj Ki Jaya. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jaya. Tulsi Parekma Ki Jaya. Ganga Janamarji Ki Jaya. Ganga Śrīla Bhagavatam Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jaya. Vishwa Vaishnava Varsha Zabhar Ki Jaya. Ṭhākura Matwati Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jaya. Dodiya Sakamat Ki Jaya. Sri Caitanya-saraswati Ki Jaya. Vishwa Bhyāpi Dodiya Sakamat Ki Jaya. Sri Mayapur Ki Jaya. Sri Dhanabhari Ki Jaya. Vrindavan Purushottam Dhāna Ki Jaya. Shri Baladev Bhusana Ki Jaya. Shri Vrindavan Das Ṭhākura. Govinda Kund Ki Jaya. Shri Sridhar Shri Ganga Dwarja Ki Jaya. Shri Vaita Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jaya. Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jaya. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jaya. All the assembled devotees Ki Jaya. All the devotees all over the world Ki Jaya. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jaya.